Man, this is crazy. I'm constantly making videos. This bike is the best. That bike is the best. No, this bike is the best. Oh wait, this bike is even better than that bike. In truth, all bikes are good for their intended purpose. It's crazy, in the dirt bike world, all bikes are pretty much the same. But at the same time, they are wildly different. Now keep in mind also, you can plate dirt bikes in Colorado. Perfect example though, CRF300, 701 Enduro, DRZ400, KLX300, whether it's the dual sport or the R model, WR250F, 250F, whichever. All of these bikes can do this trail right here. And quote unquote, this is not a beginner friendly trail. Now some might do them better than others, and what I mean better than others are give you more confidence for your riding style and of course your skill level. I mean, I've seen videos where a rider is going over concrete barricades on a 701 Enduro. That's crazy in my opinion, and I can't even do that with any of my bikes. So yeah, all of these bikes can be perfect all-around hard enduro bikes in the right hands of a good rider. But there is one little catch when it comes to these kind of terrain and just overall riding experience.
Much harder on the DRZ.
And that is high-speed dirt roads and even pavement. Now for example, let's take a look at this rock face and this path. I've done it all with my dirt bikes except the 701 Enduro. Now I could do everything else in here with the exception of a few obstacles in here due to my current skill level. But hands down, the DRZ400 still felt pretty good, not two-stroke KTM confident good, but I would not go down this rock face on a 701 Enduro. I've been contemplating back in the days, and I couldn't build up the confidence to go down this rock face. Now this rock face is about 6 to 7 feet high. Like it looks really small on camera. And you know, I've done it on the KLX 250, the DRZ400 two-stroke, you know, it's much easier. But on a 701 Enduro, I don't know, I am not confident on this trail system here. So why am I making this video here exactly? Well, I'm going back and forth about what bike to get, and I mean a dedicated dirt bike where I do not have to rent it out. I just want it to be mine, and that's it. You see, once you rent it out, the bike just doesn't feel the same, and it seriously gets abused, like quickly, which is nothing wrong with it. You know, it's part of the rental business. So I'm in the market to find something I call my own. Now the problem is, realistically, when it comes to Colorado, I feel like I need 4 to even 5 different dirt bikes, adventure bikes, whatever. Like a 701 Enduro for all kinds of general riding and high-speed pavement riding to get into this 50-inch trail. A KTM 200 for some really gnarly terrain. A DRZ400 for a perfect all-around dirt bike to single track, to trail hopping, to some gnarly entry-level hard enduro stuff. Where a WR450F even for like high-speed mining roads with obstacles in the way. It's crazy. Colorado terrain is just so vast. Everything is so different. Every trail is different, and it can change in a heartbeat. And it's crazy with all of its high-speed county roads, where literally you can cruise 65 miles per hour on a dirt road for miles. Then within 1 minute you can make a right, and then all of a sudden you're on some gnarly terrain with some gnarly single track. Now you see why it's so difficult to pick a dedicated dirt bike in this state. Well, come to think of it, maybe I have the perfect dirt bike sitting right here, the DRZ400E. I'm constantly thinking, you know, it has the power, it's light enough for some serious terrain, it has pretty tall internal gearing, although I wish it did have a 6-speed, but honestly, I can leave it at 14, 45, and it's a perfect all-around to even county road hopping. Now, there's a little bit of a catch. I solo ride a lot now. It's the perfect all-around dirt bike for my current level and my current situation, and in all honesty, I think I prefer the DRZ400 trail riding versus the 701 Enduro. When I entered single track, now keep in mind the GoPro really flattens out this trail and the depth of the terrain. I was a bit more nervous on tighter single tracks with the 701 Enduro. It also tired me out pretty quickly. Not to say the 701 Enduro cannot do single track because, well, here I am doing tight single track with the 701 Enduro. The thing is, with the DRZ400, I was way more confident. I was able to get up to speed quicker. It has the power to make it fun, and sure, it's on the heavier side, but once your skill level increases, it's kind of not a big deal.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about the DRZ400 and the KLX 300, but you know, in all honesty, there's a give and take on both of the machines, and you gotta figure out which one you want. You know, either, so right here, like this is pretty steep. The DRZ400 will definitely do this better. However, it is steep. The KLX 300 would definitely tire you out a lot less.
You will actually start liking the heavier bikes when, well, you have to start road hopping a lot. The only downfall when it comes to the DRZ400E is honestly the rear brakes. There's only one adjustment versus, like, say, a modern enduro bike where it has two different adjustments. I'm a huge rear brake user when it comes to steep terrain and loose rocks. And sure, it's really comfortable to use the rear brake sitting down, but I stand up a lot, and I just cannot find that perfect sweet spot on the DRZ400, unlike my enduro bike. The 701 Enduro or even the KLX 250, all of these bikes, the 701, the CRF 300, the KLX 300, the rear brake just felt way better when I was standing up versus the DRZ 400. I just cannot find that sweet spot. However, when it comes to just overall smoothness, ergonomics, and handling, yes, the 701 Enduro is way better. It fits me like a glove, and honestly, if I was mostly doing county road exploring, easy trails, where I'm constantly going 70 miles, 50 miles, 45 miles an hour, hands down, the 701 Enduro. But realistically, the DRZ400 gives me way more confidence on the trails with the harsher stuff. And to make it even better, parts are way cheaper. And I can also upgrade the suspension and revalve it for even a much better ride, which of course I have not done yet, not even the current spring levels for my weight. The DRZ400 is just a great enduro bike with great suspension if you get the E model, and that's what this video is about, the E mod. Way more power, it's a lot more peppier, it can handle the tighter stuff way better. So honestly, that is why I think the DRZ400E is just still the best all-around dirt bike in today's market. Till this day, no other dirt bike compares. It's crazy. 2024. And sure, you have the WR250F, the WR450F, but they are still in the performance dirt bike category, which requires a bit more maintenance, of course. They are, you know, some parts of these bikes are a little bit expensive versus the DRZ400. But we all forget one major aspect of these performance dirt bike versus this old school DRZ400E, and it's the weight. The weight and balance makes it a great secret weapon for higher speed roads, trail hopping, everything all around. It's a perfect all around dirt bike, while still giving it a nimble feeling on the harsher stuff. Until a manufacturer probably makes a dual sport version of a DRZ400 or maybe a 450, yet with performance type feeling like the DRZ400E, which I'm hoping one day Suzuki will deliver what we all want. A modern 6-speed EFI DRZ400. The DRZ400E will be crowned the king of a perfect all-around dirt bike. Anyhow, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Which bike do you think is the perfect all-around dirt bike?